One of the things that has drawn me to NLP over the years and has kept me there is my fascination about why do people do what they do. Now, one of the presuppositions in NLP is the best thing about the past is that it's over. But when we say that, we're not saying that we don't account for the past as well. Because the reality is the past impacts us. You have been impacted by the world of giants or by your parents beforehand. We look at the conscious and unconscious transfer of behaviours and beliefs and attitudes from generation to generation. Now, I have a situation where I had cause to call into an old school pal of mine recently. And as we started to chat, he talked about what he would normally talk about. 3 things. He would talk about beer, which he was very fond of, and he'd talk about how to scam the government or the social welfare system, and he would talk about how to have fun. Those 3 things seem to govern his life and limit his life. Now, we could easily sit back and perhaps condemn his behaviour and say, go out and get a job or whatever. Or we could be compassionate and say, okay, he doesn't understand, he's a victim of circumstance, and then we get to feel good. I'm not interested in either of those perspectives. What I am interested in is, why does he do what he does? The Native American Indians would say to you, if you want to understand behaviour, look back a few generations, 7 generations to be exact, or even look forward at the implications of that. Now, the fact that I grew up with him means that I know him, and I knew his mum. And his mum was a drinker, and she spent a lot of time in the pub as well. And so, oftentimes for company, she'd bring along my friend as a young child. And then what would happen is the authorities would come along, come looking for him. And the mum, misguided as she was, would say, go ahead and hide, don't let them see you. So he'd get away from the authorities. So now the foundations for the 3 things that really governed his life were already laid. He was in a context with his mum who loved him, however misguided that love may be. He was in a pub, basically where she would drink. And also he was outwitting the authorities. So little wonder that that carried through into his adult behaviour. He continued, and he got married, and now he's got kids. As I left him, I was just curious. When I walked past the pub by his house and I looked into the pub itself, and there I saw his daughter in the pub as well. Sometimes the past and the patterns of the past can carry through from generation to generation. Now, that's not for me to judge. But if you've got a situation whereby you feel that you're being hampered by your past, perhaps by an imprint, or things that you can't get past or beyond, basically whether they're conscious or unconscious is irrelevant. You know NLP was designed for that exact process. The very fact is, if you feel that for you the past isn't over, well then we can help you, we can teach you, we can guide you. We can show you how to be able to move beyond your limitations and open up an entire world of opportunity and fun. If you like this idea, if you're interested in this, we'd love to talk to you.